Hello guys, and welcome to Talk of Today. I'm your host, Z Zaman, bringing you the most important and accurate update on the Iran-Israel conflict and the United States' involvement. Let's get into the facts. On June 13, 2025, Israel launched a major military operation called Operation Rising Lion. This involved airstrikes using fighter jets, drones, and long-range missiles targeting over 100 Iranian sites, including nuclear facilities, airbases, and intelligence hubs. In response, Iran launched more than 150 ballistic missiles and over 100 drones toward Israel. Israel's air defense systems intercepted many of them, but some did manage to hit critical targets. These attacks led to dozens of injuries, infrastructure damage, and civilian panic. Intelligence sources revealed that Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, had been operating secret drone bases inside Iran. These were used to coordinate airstrikes and locate strategic Iranian military assets. Nearly 200 Israeli aircraft were involved in this operation, marking it one of the largest aerial attacks in the region in recent years. As the situation worsened, the United States officially stepped into the conflict. President Donald Trump issued a direct warning to all American citizens in Iran, urging them to evacuate immediately. The U.S. military deployed aerial refueling planes and sent a Navy warship to the Middle East. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth confirmed that the deployment was defensive and meant to protect Allied interests. However, the Pentagon has stated that it will consider direct engagement if American troops or assets are attacked. In Washington, the conflict has triggered political reactions. Senator Tim Kaine introduced a bill to limit the president's war powers, insisting that any further military involvement must be authorized by Congress. Senator Bernie Sanders went a step further by calling for a freeze on military funding unless Congress formally approves war action. Meanwhile, the situation inside Iran continues to deteriorate. Cities like Tehran are witnessing mass panic. People are lining up at gas stations due to fuel shortages, supermarkets are running out of essential items, and the government has shut down mobile networks and internet access in many regions. According to latest reports, Iran has suffered between 450 to 500 deaths, including both military personnel and civilians. In Israel, the reported casualties range from 24 to 40 individuals. The international community has responded with concern. The United Nations, European Union, and G7 countries have all called for immediate de-escalation and urged both sides to return to diplomatic dialogue. Iran has indicated a willingness to negotiate but insists it will defend itself if attacked again. Israel, on the other hand, maintains that it will not hesitate to act against any perceived threat to its sovereignty. This conflict is no longer just regional, it has become global. The involvement of the United States changes the dynamics entirely, and the world is watching every move. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this update helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay aware, stay informed. This is Z Zaman on Talk of Today, signing out. As the situation escalates, military analysts believe Israel's next steps may include direct ground operations or targeted assassinations of high-ranking Iranian military figures, especially within the Quds Force and IRGC command. Satellite images have shown increased Israeli troop movement near the Golan Heights and reinforcements at military bases in Tel Aviv and Haifa. Israel's prime minister has declared that the country is prepared for a long and final round, if necessary. The Israeli government has also activated its national emergency response system, including civil defense protocols and mass evacuation plans in vulnerable cities. There's speculation that Israel may seek to destroy Iran's ballistic missile capability entirely within the coming weeks. On the Iranian side, high-level military meetings are underway in Tehran. Iranian state media has announced the formation of a new coalition called the Axis of Resistance, reportedly involving Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Houthis in Yemen, and several militias in Iraq. These groups have already begun limited attacks on Israeli border areas, suggesting that Iran is preparing a multi-front retaliation strategy. Furthermore, Iran's Revolutionary Guard has issued a statement warning that any attack on its soil will trigger a regional firestorm. In a rare move, Iran also conducted a nationwide emergency drill, indicating that preparations for a larger war scenario are in motion. Economically, Iran is under pressure, but its leadership appears determined. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei addressed the nation, saying, "We will not bow down to Zionist aggression. This is not just a war of weapons, it is a war of dignity." The United States remains on high alert, with its aircraft carriers stationed near the Strait of Hormuz. Diplomats from Russia, China, and Turkey have begun behind-the-scenes negotiations, attempting to cool down the conflict before it spills beyond the region. Oil prices have spiked globally, and energy markets are showing signs of volatility. With every passing hour, the possibility of a wider war looms. One miscalculation, one unplanned missile, or one failed negotiation could trigger a disaster of global proportions. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this update helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay aware, stay informed. This is Z Zaman on Talk of Today, signing out.